your feather fluffing fingers fluttering.
Come on, nerds, now gather round. There's a new podcast hitting town. Grab some cans here, nice and tall. Frosting cold, now slam them all. It's time for their two can rants. Gather round now, cause it's two can rants. We rant on comics and all that's cool pop culture stuff. We ain't no fools. Two beers in, you're hitting your stride. Crack some more, come fight me, guy. It's time for that two can rants. Gather round now, cause it's two can rants. Y'all ready for another episode of Two Can Rant? Fuck yeah! Well, so are we. So crack your tall cans, feather fluffers. Oh yeah, motherfuckers. You can raise them up in the air, nice and high. Nice and high, high as the sky, high as a kite, high as however you are listening to this. Now the next line is usually wave them in the air like you just don't care, but that's not how we do it around here at the Two Can Rant HQ. Studio Stadium 2.0. So on the count of 4, feather fluffers. All you feather fluffers, tall cans, short cans, medium cans, all the cans you be shaking. Yeah, on the count of 4, we're gonna slam them. That's how we do it here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's time for that two can rants. Gather round now, cause it's two can rants. It's time for that two can rants. Gather round now, cause it's two can rants. It's time for that two can rants. Gather round now, cause it's two can rants. Well, we'll see if it sounds good.
Two cans.
Alright, well, it's my birthday, so here we go. To me.
Oh, you fucking ruined it.
Go for it. I can cut that out.
Welcome to Two Can Rant. We're just... Alright, welcome to Two Can Rant. We're just two cans with two tall cans who can rock because we got two tall cans. I'm JD.
I'm Jim. We can rock
And
now?
guess what?
What?
Yeah, I guess so. Did I change the words without knowing? We're just two cans, two tall cans. Oh yeah, I like rock better than rant.
So do I. Sorry. Didn't mean to take your gusto.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. Oh yeah, anyways. Jeremy, it's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you, sir. I've been hearing it all day.
I don't know. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure you love that.
Oh, yes.
Why'd you have to ruin it, though? You're like, they're not ruining it. You, like, jumped the gun. That's the word.
Because I was actually thinking we had a birthday extravaganza, and I'm pretty sure that's what the episode was entitled, Jim's birthday extravaganza, and then we got super drunk on that one, and I was decent, maybe?
Wait, what was that?
I said we got super drunk on that birthday extravaganza one, and it was maybe good?
Oh. Yeah, maybe. But that's pretty much like the consensus of most of our episodes, I think. They're maybe good.
There's content.
This can be birthday extravaganza part deuce or deus, whatever it is.
1 year later.
I'm actually, I think, yeah, you're probably right. We do have a birthday extravaganza one for you.
Yep. We usually end up doing that because I'm usually like, hey, let's get drunk. And then you were like, let's get drunk and podcast because that's what we do.
Yeah, that's a good way to go about it, though. I'm actually really checking to see if we have a birthday. It might have just been saved as that on YouTube, not like in my save files. So.
Yeah, it was the title of the YouTube video. I was thinking about that today when I was like, I was gonna hit you up and be like, hey, do you want to do it tomorrow? But tonight works well, especially after figuring stuff out. So then I was excited. Also, new computer, excited. Because up until this point, we've had to use your computer.
Yeah, my computer is a little bit peculiar at times. Yeah, there's a birthday extravaganza, but for some reason it says that it was posted on January 21st, 2020. But it said it was done 11 months ago. I guess it hasn't reached. Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it was a Hellblazer special, too. That was when Sky Superior just came out with...
Oh. And now it's dead.
Yeah, that was a wound. But on the plus side, you get Swampy now.
Yeah, man. And I am super, super pumped about that. I got the cool... Because now we have video. I got the cool variant cover with all the different avatars on there, and I'm very pumped about it. I suppose I could take it out of the thing so you can see it better. It's like I'm assuming they're avatars of the green.
You got Indigo, Heather, and I don't know what the little girl's name was. I don't know if they mentioned her name.
Yeah, I can't. Kala.
Kala?
Yep, Calla, Kala, I'm assuming. But yeah, I am really freaking excited about this book, and I was like really tempted to like cancel all my stuff or just stop following all my stuff because I've been like,
except Swamp Thing.
Well, I can't. Yeah, I mean, once they announced Swamp Thing, I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna keep following that for sure. But I was hesitant.
This is the cool cover I got.
Oh, nice. Oh, you got it digitally?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I was really hesitant when it came. Like, it took me a good 15 minutes before I opened it and read it.
I mean, yeah, I can get that based on other shit we've read by them.
Well,
or that DC's been putting out. And Swamp Thing, there was a chance that they could have fucked it up.
Right. I mean, the last time Swamp Thing had his own book was New 52, and I really enjoyed that run. I thought Snyder did a good job with it, but Snyder wasn't the name he is now at that point in time. And then, like, it got passed around a lot, and then clearly when Rebirth hit, got the axe. He's good in Justice League Dark. I thought Tynion did good with that run. And then Ram V picked it up. So I was like, all right, he did good with what he was given with Justice League Dark. And, like, that's the other thing I was thinking about, too. Like, some of these writers on these books, like, they have to follow the framework of the overall event, right?
Mhm.
So like Tinian set it up, and then Snyder and Tinian had this whole thing with death metal and the multiverses and Perpetua and the Source Wall and the Upside Down Man. Like he kind of had to finish it. He didn't really have much choice, right?
Yeah, that's the. So you don't think? Hold up. So now with this future state thing, they don't really have all those constraints the continuity constraints. Now they can do whatever they want.
Right.
So that could be good for
Right.
all titles, especially Swamp Thing, because he never actually seemed to fit into the overall story structure until New 52 when they brought him into current events. Before it was his own separate thing and could do whatever he wanted to do.
Right. So like I was part of my hesitation was all right, so Ram V did pretty good on JLD. I haven't really read anything else he's written. So I didn't have a lot of context. I did a lot of research. He's like getting rave reviews for a lot of his indie stuff. I can't think of the one off the top of my head, but the art looked super cool. Like something about blue and green or green and blue or something like that. The art looked super cool, and like I said, he's getting big or rave reviews about it. You know, I think he's a new up and comer. But this did not.
Paradisco?
Was that
Paradisco?
Paradisco?
Yeah, it's one of the things on Image is he's releasing Paradisco.
Hold on a sec. I will look up I put the book on the wish list just because I was like, oh, this actually looks pretty cool.
Oh, blue and green.
Right. Also, like, really been digging the indie shit lately. So, kind of taking a turn in that aspect. Swamp Thing, Hellblazer, those were always kind of more indie, being on the Vertigo label. The fact that they brought him into the main title doesn't necessarily bother me. But
it bothers you. A scotch. It bothers you. A scotch.
I mean, when they put Hellblazer on Black Label, at least he could smoke again, and like some of those like the swearings there, like I don't know, you kind of take the chutzpah out of some of those people. But like, I'm also not this continuity Nazi where I'm like, it's gotta be the way it's always been. Like I don't get that mentality. And like listening to a podcast today, I'm like, all right, so they were talking about Death Metal 7. So if anybody's listening that hasn't read Death Metal 7, like, oh, fuck you. Anybody, you know, like,
oh, this is great now. And anytime you start like popping off and ranting, and I get sick of it, I can just like take them off, walk away.
It's kind of like getting the hook on the stage where it's like, yep, you're done. But like they were discussing how at the end of that they basically explained everything away by hypertime, and like now all these people that are talking about the continuity, and like there were people on that podcast that were like, yeah, I don't care about continuity, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I could go back and take clips of your podcast where, why are they doing this? This is messing with the entire continuity of everything. This doesn't make sense. This doesn't fit. Why doesn't this fit? And I'm just like, can't you look at it for the story it is with the characters that are there, that it is what it is? I know you have like a very big thing on continuity and how it's important for characters and development. And if you take too much of that out, you lose the original character. And I get all that. But also at the same time, I'm kind of like, it's a story. It's someone's interpretation of the character at the time in the place.
But if we're thinking, you're saying comics conspiracy, right?
Yeah, I just didn't want to drop names.
Whatever.
There's a specific person too, if you really want to go there.
Come at us, Higgins.
Yeah,
we love your show.
Yeah,
we don't agree with you all the time. But no, there are also other times where like they'd be praising aspects of certain stories and movies because it does follow along with continuity.
Right.
So now it's hyper time. Whatever. I kind of viewed it that way the entire time, anyways. Like, because I went back and read lots of things that didn't happen in the current continuity, and it was still just a good story and fun. Like Batman Eternal, like whatever. Hush, whatever.
The Court of the Owls, that whole arc. Jim Gordon being Batman, that whole arc.
There was a lot of Batman.
Yeah, I mean, but there's other
Super
things
Sons.
too. What was that?
Super Sons. I read Super Sons.
I did not. But
And there's a really good. I read like a bunch of Flash, and there was a really crazy Supergirl thing that I read where it wasn't actually Kara, whatever her last name is. It was like a body double that like a alien thing that overtook her body, and she fights a gorilla. It's really fun. I should hook you up with that. It's like one of the best things I've read. It makes zero sense.
That does sound interesting and crazy.
Yeah, I obviously have no access to my books at the moment, which I forgot Spencer and Locke.
Oh,
So I had to get a digital copy. That was for some reason $5, but because I got that digital one, I got Swamp Thing digitally and Department of Truth 4 digitally.
Whoa! I did not reread Department of Truth #4, but I remember there was a lot of crazy shit in there I wanted to talk about.
Okay, well we can get to that, but let's go on with Swamp Thing.
All right, so this is a prime example of how not following continuity and doing your own thing is a great thing. For one, the art in this book is exactly what I wanted out of a Swamp Thing book that I was not getting out of JLD. This, to me, harkened back to Saga of Swamp Thing and some of that crazy, trippy shit. And I loved it, and I want all of it to be like that. I hope this isn't just a future state thing, because sign me up.
And if I'm looking down, I'm looking at my phone.
Okay. But
no, but yeah, like this, the detail in this right here.
Right.
I fucking love that.
Yes, and like that was one of my favorite things about the book. Like, not a whole lot happens overall. Like the pieces are starting to move, but like him explaining like how he upgraded his avatar was just like, whew. They've never done that before. And
yeah,
like,
there was a lot of big sciencey words that I was like, all right, I trust you, Remedy. I guess that's how that works, yeah.
Well, like, Swamp Thing over time is like, they always just talk about him learning how to control his avatar. But to like put detail in it and to like go through the things that he did to himself to like make himself stronger and be able to manipulate things and move and use the green. Like, I thought that was a super cool, refreshing thing to see. Some might argue it was maybe a little too much like wordy backstory stuff, but I thought it added like a whole nother depth to Swamp Thing that we hadn't ever seen before.
Yeah, because I'm kind of a layman when it comes to Swamp Thing. It was a lot of talking and not a lot actually happened.
Yeah.
But like the conversations with his offspring, his creations. because they're not him, right? They're like separate entities.
Right. I think there are other. So, like, I don't know if they're following, but, like, the Council of the Trees is gone. The Green Council's, like, wiped out.
Yeah, it's the Parliament of Roses now.
Yeah.
JOD.
Yeah, the Parliament. Thank you. Wow. Swamp Thing fan number 1 here really failed on that one.
Ooh, I'm working my way up.
So I don't know if like that's him reestablishing his Parliament. Like I don't know who any of these characters are, to be honest with you. Like I don't remember ever encountering them before. Like I'm surprised
Yeah.
Woodrue is not in it. I know I had mentioned like it was really refreshing that there's other characters besides Woodrue.
Oh, you don't think that's him at the end? Or is that like a spoiler?
Oh, sorry, I haven't read it 30 times yet. Only 3. See that?
That's more than I got.
Okay, so I did think that possibly could be him. But I also was thinking it is green. His text is green versus the orange text of Swamp Thing.
Oh, that's a thing? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was either Woodrow or Arcane.
I was going Arcane. That's what I thought maybe Anton was coming back.
Who wears red a lot as an Arcane?
Yeah.
Who's Blue Man? Is that Dr. Manhattan? Or is that Dr.
On the
Fate?
last page? I don't know. The truth
Yeah.
about the undying man and the coming of the obsidian sun. I wait for you so that I come before I plunge this world and all things green into everlasting dark. I don't know. Dude, that'd be pretty cool if they brought Manhattan into it. Actually, I don't know if that would be.
No, it would be terrible if they did. Fuck that. Dr. Manhattan's been in too much stuff.
Yeah.
He was like the crux of metal from what I heard. Or from what I read of number 1. Like
Yeah.
the Batman who left trying to become the Dr. Manhattan who laughs or whatever.
Yeah, essentially. Man. It's also kind of weird seeing a childlike character that's not Tefe. Like, I like it, but I'm also like, well, what about Tefe? Like, I mean, Abby got wiped out during the end of JLD. Like, she sacrificed herself.
Yeah, and got like really weird, crazy superpower stuff, if I remember correctly.
Right. Indigo's an interesting character too. Like I'm curious how and what he is and why he's blue. Or Indigo.
He reminds me of Loki, kind of.
Oh, like a trickster type character, yeah.
Yeah, but then I wasn't really sure. Like I thought, because he's called Green and like he's not called Swamp Thing. Would you say her name was Kali?
Yeah.
Kalim? Or Kala.
Yeah.
Calls him Green all the time.
Green
But
Father.
Heather has like, yeah, but then Heather has like a real name, and there's like some Darvu guy.
Yep.
But anyways, I thought they were going with the like that Pixar movie Inside Out, where like his emotions like all got separated.
That could be. I mean, calling him the Green Father leads me to believe he is the father of these creations, and it's not like outside of his like ability, I don't think, to create like a sort of family. But how they came to be would be interesting to know.
But he's done that. He did that in like JLD where he like made offshoots of himself.
Yep.
And they were all fully functional.
Yep. But they were always like clones of him. Like I've never seen like different Swamp Things essentially, right? I mean, I really do like the lungs. I really like, oh man, those pictures, like those detailed pictures like that are just insane. It really has like dark overtones too, which was nice to see. You know, humanity being wiped out, Swamp Thing's search for humanity, them not understanding why he's searching for humanity, not understanding like his roots.
I'm pretty sure Swamp Thing destroyed Earth and killed all the humans. That was the vibe I got from it.
I mean, that could be. I thought maybe it was like, I suppose the end of death metal was everything was good and happy.
Yeah, well, I'm going off of this third page, pretty much.
Yeah.
That splash, the bottom one.
This?
Yep. Then the world fought back, and there was a war. Some would say the greatest war of melting and floods and bushfires and incurable illnesses. And it looks like the guy in the background is the same silhouette as what's in the foreground of Swamp Thing. So I just thought that meant that Swamp Thing pretty much killed everybody. He got the new 52 reality going on.
Why would he be searching for humans? To destroy more of them?
To say sorry.
Could be.
Or like to shepherd them existing in harmony with Earth and the green.
That's a good point.
But it sounds like humans. Sounds like humans are doing the same stupid stuff they do in most stories, where they just go back to doing the same thing with the undying man. But the one guy does come back and say is trying to like save everything.
Yeah.
But he ends up killing. That part didn't make sense because he said he was looking for people, and then like the first kind of people things he sees, he just straight up stabs them. I mean, okay.
Well, I mean, if a giant plant creature came at you, that's not exactly humans.
I think you offer them pipeweed and you're good.
Okay, Frodo.
But like, it didn't even seem like they were attacking him. They just like straight up killed him. Because all the green people were like, "We gotta look for humans." But of course, they obviously didn't understand the end speech or whatever.
That's what I was
things from the swamp.
That's what I was gonna say. Like Swamp Thing had to like be like, "Whoa, everybody, chill. He doesn't understand us." Yada yada yada. I don't know. Like you said, there's like a lot of talking and not a lot happening. I liken this to like the Clerks of comics. Just a lot of conversations.
Well, no, it wasn't uninteresting conversations. The depth to it and character development, but like it's not a typical superhero comic. It's more of a drama.
Which maybe for you is not good, but like to me, like that's like the saga of Swamp Thing. Like he goes around and has these conversations with people and like things move in dramatic ways. And like once in a while, you know, like there's a battle and he's got to flex himself and do all this stuff. But like for the most part, like he's just trying to like find a semblance of a way to be human. Like that's his biggest struggle is like he was human, he became this plant creature, the avatar of the green. And then like but he still wants to be human. And like that it's his internal struggle of like I'm the Avatar, and like there's a lot of different situations he gets into where it's like he wants to save humanity, but the Parliament's like, well, you got to think about the Green. You are the Avatar of the Green. You know, we need to destroy these humans, and like he always kind of finds a way to do both, but like that's like his internal struggle.
Mhm. Well, no, that's what I kind of got from like most Swamp Thing stories because it was more like that philosophical, existential quest for like what it means to be human trapped in a body that's not human. Like from what I read from everything that you've given me, and more recently, like Tom King's interpretation of him, it's always that not superhero punchy. It's more of an introspective discovery of the character. So like I had no problem with this. That was fine. I wasn't expecting anything crazy to happen. It was what I expect from Swamp Thing.
I'm giving it 2 tall cans up.
Oh, okay.
I am. I'm excited. The rest of the stuff, meh.
There was more in it.
I just mean like the rest of Future State. Like I didn't get any of the Batman stuff. I did get the Justice League because I hear there's a Justice League Dark thing in there, and I saw a page with Constantine on it, and I was like, all right, you got me.
They just have to put Constantine on anything and you're in.
Or Swamp Thing, yeah. I want to know about it. Good, bad, indifferent, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, apparently the Dark Detective is good.
Okay, well, the last time you did this to me and you're like, yeah, death metal's gonna be awesome, chainsword, arm, all this stuff, and like I'm buying all of it, and you're like, yeah, I'm out. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm not doing it. You wanna read it? You let me know?
I didn't I'm just informing you. And it's gonna be like 2 issues.
Yeah.
Unless whatever happens after Future State. Maybe it'll be 4 issues. I'm just saying I heard it was good.
I just don't have interest at this point. Like, I'm really excited about Swamp Thing. Like, super, super, super excited. I want to finish off the Hellblazer Black Label thing, oversized book, which pisses me off.
Prestige format?
The Prestige can go fuck itself.
I was trying to think of like the hoity-toity thing people do.
Yeah. And then
the nose thing.
So like this is my thing. So I want to get through this stuff, cull a bunch of shit out, and then I want to go back and I want to reread like a bunch of good shit that I really loved, that I really enjoyed, that I really want to re-experience, i.e. Swamp Thing and Hellblazer, pretty much is the top of the list.
Ooh,
but I just was surfing Amazon the other day, and I just realized, like, they released a trade paperback of the Swamp Thing Golden Era or whatever, like, so they got the first how many issues, then they released a volume 2 of that, which leads into the saga of Swamp Thing, so I gotta get that. And then there's an omnibus, like, I don't know which way to go right now. There's an omnibus of, like, everything that leads up to, like, the next trade. But I already own like 3/4 of the floppies, so I think I'm just gonna have to go up to Powers and get the rest of the floppies. Cause like the omnibus, 1, it's hardcover, and 2, it's like $100. And to pick up the floppies is probably like another $30. So I don't know what I'm gonna do yet.
I don't know. Golden Era stuff is hard to read. I couldn't do the Doom Patrol thing I got. It's difficult for some reason.
Maybe it's not the golden. Maybe it's bronze. I don't know. I know I got the first trade, and I enjoyed it. Like it's old, but like I thought the stories were pretty cool. Yeah, it is the Bronze Age. Sorry. But like that leads up to when Alan Moore took over. Like there's actually a few issues of the Saga of Swamp Thing in there, but I'm excited. So I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, if I'm gonna get that or not. I kind of told myself not to buy any books for a while, and I'm really kicking myself in the ass for telling myself that.
You can give yourself a cheat day.
Yeah, here's my problem. I have like 10 books on that cheat day list. Like, I just realized they released the second volume of Where the Footprints End, which is that Bigfoot book that I really liked. And I found that Swamp Thing. And then, like, the next trade of Hellblazer's out in, like, a couple weeks. And from there, it's a very slippery slope.
Fair enough.
But, no, I'm super pumped about this Swamp Thing. But like I said, I think I'm going to, like, kind of back off on some stuff. I want to follow some indie stuff that I have, but that's probably going to be about it. I don't even know if I'm going to follow
by the horns.
What's that?
Grab them by the horns. It's not a unicorn hunter.
Is it new?
Hmm?
Is it new, or is there a trade, or?
It's coming out.
Oh.
Or it's maybe By the Horns. That might be what it's called. Is there a way to, like, share stuff with you?
Yeah, the present now on the bottom.
Present now. Ooh, you can do your entire screen. That's interesting.
Oh, Scout Comics. I see it. Interesting. I don't know.
I think you gotta give me permission to do that.
I thought I did. You have all the permissions. I give you permission. Oh, yeah, because I'm the meeting guy. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know how it works either. Anyways, it doesn't matter too much, but because you saw it, but all the viewers won't be able to see it.
Tough shit, viewers. Go look it up. Scout Comics. Yeah. It's funny you mentioned them. I was watching, I don't remember what, but there was a different book by Scout Comics that I didn't see on Midtown, but I heard someone talking about on a YouTube video that looks really cool. I can't remember what it was now, so clearly it wasn't that cool, but...
Is it Metal Shark Bro?
Metal Shark Bro? No.
Yeah.
But that sounds interesting. See, this is the danger of the internet. Like, I gotta stay away. I need to, like, deactivate my Amazon account and, like, take my credit cards off the fucking thing. Like, I gotta pay for this computer. I don't know. I don't really have much else to say about Swamp Thing, though, other than it's good. DC, you got me. Good on you. You'll get some dollars yet. If they keep doing sweet alternate covers, I'll pay the extra $1. You know, that sort of thing. I'm a sucker.
This didn't have extended back stuff, did it? In the back of it, it was just Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I felt kind of cheated. I thought there was supposed to be extra stuff in these, and then my issue just ended, and I was like, "Oh, what?"
I mean, there's like this future state checklist, so you can spend, a couple hundo.
Holy crap, that's pretty expensive.
Yeah, it goes from January 5th to February 23rd, or I'm sorry, March 30th. And then there's this page about the next Batman, but that's about it.
No, I have the Batman one. I don't have that checklist.
I just noticed there's a cool like Swamp Thing face down here.
Hold up.
Like
Future state.
his eyes, and there's his like the top of his nose. Man,
Oh,
this
that's pretty
is
cool.
bad glare. Sorry.
All right. Well, Department of Truth, I was not smart enough to understand.
Fuck. I don't know if you needed to be smart enough to understand it. I think it was a lot of craziness. That was the one where he goes to the house and has to talk to that woman, right?
That was number 3. This is the one with the crazy camera shit.
Yep, there was all that. I remember that.
Yeah. The house one is the one before with the Sally Hook kind of conspiracy angle.
Yep.
This one is about how Barack Obama is the Antichrist that has been established by Dooley or Dully to create the one world government.
Right. Yeah. And how far it goes back into all the elections and how there's that seed that's planted way back when, and it was all to get to Barack Obama, who was going to become the Antichrist. That's right. I forgot about that. Sorry. Dude, it's been a minute. I was so fucking excited to talk about it, and I did not think you were going to buy or get it digitally, so I was like, we'll talk about Swamp Thing and Spencer and Locke, and that'll be it. And you fucking threw a curveball, man.
Oh, that's fine. We can talk about it a different time. I was pretty tapped out after Spencer and Locke. Like,
Holy fuck, dude.
Yeah, I took notes.
I didn't. Oh, I took one note. Let me tell you what it was.
One note.
Yep. So we could talk about it first because it's really not that deep, but it was something that I noticed. So, well, I suppose are you going to give some backstory on the book, like what it's about, or what are you going to do?
I didn't write that kind of notes, but for all y'all who haven't read Spencer and Locke, you need to get on that. Have you read Calvin and Hobbes? Do you know Sin City? Imagine if both of those had a love child and you got Spencer and Locke. It is a crazy story about what would happen if Calvin grew up and became a detective, and whether or not his compatriot, Hobbes, was in fact a real living being that helped him along the way. And you gotta be wondering whether or not Spencer is real or not, and what is the purpose of the stuffed animal that the adult Calvin, who is called Locke, is carrying with him. And he has to go and discover who killed his ex-girlfriend or girlfriend, Sophia, right? That's her name, Sophia.
Right.
And then you get a lot of gut punches going on. See, I thought you usually handle the synopses, so I thought you were going to be doing it.
No. So the one thing that really sticks out to me, and I don't know if they had to do it for copyright reasons or what, but like, it's Spencer and Locke, Spencer being Hobbes, and Locke being Calvin, and it's Calvin and Hobbes. And I don't know if there's some sort of symbolism that it's like an upside down world, or I just thought
that was the thought I had.
Okay. I the first time I read it, I didn't notice it. But like I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, Spencer's the cat and Locke is the kid, and that's odd. But also like to your point of it being Calvin and Hobbes meets Sin City, this like checks all the boxes of what I love in a comic, because I love a good detective noir comic. Fucking Love them. I love Ed Brubaker and the Criminal comic, which is kind of a detective comic. Maybe it's not detective, but it's that noir, and I fucking love that shit. And then to throw like Calvin and Hobbes in there with some really fucking sweet art, checked all the boxes. Just have to add that off the top. Sorry.
See, like that, the Spencer and Locke and Calvin and Hobbes, that's when I realized that it was like an upside down parallel. I like that you caught it too.
Yeah, like I said, that was one of these weird things that it didn't click with me when I first read it. That was probably almost a year ago now, huh?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Like we had kind of talked about it, and then we were gonna do it, and then we didn't do it, and like most things we do.
Yeah, we get distracted by other stuff.
Yeah. But now we're with the good shit.
Well, no, the other reason why we didn't do it was because you didn't have like a copy, and you wanted to like do a deep dive into it.
I did a great deep dive, didn't I? That one note that I got. I mean, I also have really liked.
Yeah, I've got you covered, man.
All right, well that's good. The only other one that I really liked was, and I don't remember if it was the first one or the second one. It was the first one. When he's like all drugged up, and the Rocket Man Reynolds, like I always remember the Spaceman spiff from Calvin and Hobbes, like that correlation there. I mean, he basically like takes like really prominent Calvin and Hobbes like character ideas and puts them in this like crazy detective comic, and it's fucking awesome. Even the Red Wagon is there, man.
And I like that his car is also red.
Yes. Yep. His hair being blonde, like he really does look like a grown-up Calvin. I think they did a really nice job with that. It's really like a weird ode to Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah, a weird homage, a very twisted one.
Yeah, twisted. That's a much better way of putting it.
Yeah, like there's the snowman scene where they're driving by, and they're talking about the savagery of humans versus animals. And you've got that one panel where somebody's created the snowman army, and you got the one snowman stabbing the other snowman, which is something that actually happened in the Calvin and Hobbes comics themselves.
That's another thing I was really excited to see the snowman again, because I really loved that as well. That was one of my favorites.
Yeah, I always wanted to make a snowman army like Calvin and Hobbes.
I know I tried to make some pretty messed up.
No,
I tried to make some messed up snowmen when I was a kid, but I don't think we did anything that crazy.
You know, we missed a prime opportunity. We could have been building a snowman army in that soccer field.
Yeah, we would have got a lot of like visual on that too. People driving by all the time.
Yeah, it would have been funny. Man, we messed up.
Was the snowman in the first one?
Yeah, it was in the first issue. It's just one.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep, when he talks about, I forgot about that. But they come back in the second. Spoiler alert. I gotta say spoiler alert first. Yeah. There's like a whole thing with the snowman in there.
I don't remember it that much. They're like those little whatever that word is. Those nuances, I don't remember them all. Those precise details.
We'll talk about it when we read it for next time. I just wanted to
and you're gonna take better notes.
I mean, I'm gonna see what your notes are first. I'm just paging through here.
Okay, well I guess. All right. You want to talk about notepads?
Notepads?
Yeah,
Oh,
what do you think of all of his internal dialogue?
so did you notice how it switches between those notepads switch between him from his own perspective to Spencer's perspective, which is also him? I mean, I don't know if we're bearing the lead there, but like, I don't know that I caught that the first time, but I literally was like reading something. And I was like, wait, the notepad is Locke, not Spencer. And then I'm like, nope, that's definitely Spencer's thoughts about Locke. And then you get this weird thing. Like, they really don't bury the lead either. The fact that like he's literally talking to a stuffed toy. I mean, that's within like the first couple pages. Because that lady walks up to
Yeah,
him.
it's when they're at a restaurant.
Yeah. So like you really, there's no they don't really bury the lead there with that one. But like I liked the notepad. I think it's kind of a cool little detective thing because they take notes on the notepad. But like also that internal struggle between him talking to himself or other him talking to himself was pretty weird. What did you think of it?
Oh no, I just like the fact that they use the same reason that you were saying, because like detectives use the notepads or whatever, and it was an instantly understandable thing, and it was different than like normal comics where they just have like the square thing and like this is what's happening in this guy's head. This is the narration, and this you could actually continue hear Locke's voice.
It really added another like layer to it. It really got you like into it, like you said with the detective pad. Like you really felt like you're like, all right, I'm in on this mystery or this crime case too. What else you got?
You said it hit you in the gut. I was wondering what hit you in
Uh,
the gut.
dude, the whole child abuse thing really fucks with me like hard. I don't know, maybe I got some like repressed shit that I don't know about, but like I cannot do that. Like his mom beating him like hits me in the feels. That babysitter like basically fucks him, right? That was really fucked up.
Yeah, it's called rape, not fucking, but
Rape. Okay, raped him. Thank you. Sorry. Not all
Mhm.
woke and shit. Shouldn't have said that, but couldn't think of the
Yeah.
word. Anyway,
It's
his dad being
not
a
woke,
drug
but
dealer like was pretty weird. Like he's definitely from a broken home, and like I believe you kind of enlightened me to the fact that like a lot of people thought Calvin and Hobbes, like that whole comic strip, they talked about how Calvin is a deeply disturbed kid and that's why he's in his imagination and he has all these things, and this like takes that to that very brink of everything and explains why he is probably talking to a stuffed animal. When they introduce Hero, which is the kid, and like I think Spencer at some point is like, I don't remember if she's like, I need you or I need your help or don't ever leave me. And he's like, I'll be here for you just like just like I was there for your dad. And like he
I'll
pulls
be as
the
real for you as you need me to be.
that's what it was. And he pulls the trigger to the gun and it cuts to her shooting the guy and like that false sense of reality in her head, like, oh, Spencer shot the dude for me. He saved my life. And in reality it's her. It also like
You know
really
how cool
speak.
that those
Go ahead.
you know how cool that panel, those two panels actually were? They were like extremely cool because in the when he's talking to her, he's like starting to disappear, do the whole endgame disappearing thing, like wisping away, and then it cuts to the gun that's also wisping away. So it was a nice parallel between the two.
And then it's just her sitting in the closet.
Yeah. So like yeah, oh sweetheart, I'll tell you the same thing I told your dad. I'll always be as real as you need me to be. But then, like, that's the other reason why Calvin has, or not Calvin, Locke has Spencer, because he is that deranged, messed up person, and he needs some outlet in which to separate his diabolical tendencies with how he actually perceives himself. But the thing that's very weird about it is, like, the only reason that Locke still is alive is because he had this outlet, this friend who helped him out. Because the beginning of number 4, he's like contemplating suicide with the whole transubstitutionator.
Yeah. See, and I think I'm like on the same page as you, but I was gonna interpret it as it's like your brain creating a way for you to deal with the trauma that you're going through by repressing it or changing it, or you remember it in a different way, and like that psychiatric piece of it, essentially the same thing, having that outlet, having someone there for you, which is why
But it was
go ahead.
that's why it was really interesting with the babysitter, Ramona, because she's the only one who can destroy Spencer. And I imagine that, like, in all those other situations, Locke used Spencer to cope with it and to put that trauma onto somebody else's experience of it. But in that situation, that was the only time that Spencer probably couldn't help him, because she maybe took him away or, like, hid him in a closet or something.
Or it was too personal.
Yeah, it was too personal.
That is why.
Or he was conflicted about it.
Okay, yeah, that could be too. But that is why, like, that is, like, the hardest book for me to read. Like, I got, like, maybe halfway through the first issue, I was like, fuck, I remember why this, like, upset me so much. And I gotta, like, I've read a lot of comic books, I've read a lot of fucked up shit, I've read a lot of books. To get me to feel the way I feel when I read that, I've never experienced so much, like, hatred towards comic book characters in my entire time reading comic books. I think it's the subject matter and the fact that it deals with kids. You know, I'm sensitive about kids, but, like, that's why I'm like, man, I cannot. It hits me in the feels. So then I read the second one. I was like, okay, this is a little bit more of a palate cleanser. Not to spoil it for you people, but that first fucking arc is tough. Not for you, maybe, but
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I didn't have the same visceral response to it. It was traumatic, obviously, but
maybe I got something going on in my head I don't know about.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's... Do you have, like, a stuffed animal that you talk to when nobody else is around?
No, not like that, but I'm just saying, like, I can't imagine putting a kid through some of those situations. It's just, like, a lot of hot button issues for me.
No, it is very dark subject matter. That's what makes it actually resonate better. Taking some fictitious world, especially Calvin and Hobbes, and imbuing it with the real transcends the medium of just comic books. It's not stupid, like, superheroes in tights fighting each other.
That's why I said, like, it's a great book in that aspect. Like I said, I'm applauding it for giving me that reaction, and I'll still read it again just because it is such a great story. Like you said, those couple panels when, like you said, I'll be here or I'll be whatever you need me to be, there wasn't even a page turn, and those panels just, like, the panel work overall in this book was really good, I thought.
Yeah, I was gonna go back and do, like, a deep dive on it. I got, like, a whole thing on colors in here too.
Oh, really? What did you notice about the colors?
Yeah. Alright, so when you go through it, most of the scenes that have Kelvin or have Spencer in them are extremely blue.
Okay.
Like the whole palette thing. Anything that happens in the real world is like normal colors ish or is red. There are points in which the panel borders change colors as well. Uh, when they turn red, there's like intense violence going on. In the second issue, they turn to blue when he's going into the strip club, which is maybe like depression.
Damn, I did not notice that.
And then whenever there's something highly action packed going on, the car race, the borders are white with the black background, so they pop out more. When he kills, when there's hyper violence going on, the images are black and white or black, white, and gray. All the color is drained out of it. But right when he kills the Ramona girl, the next thing he says is, and just like that, the world becomes a little less dark, a happy ending for all of us. And then yellow starts creeping in as a more prominent color after he destroys her yellow car. And then the next page turn is right back to the blue and red overtone. And he says, but that feeling never lasts. And then the third one, when he starts taking drugs, green is a very prominent color throughout it all. Except when it's Hobbs, then it goes back, or when it's Spencer, it goes back to blue. And then hyperviolence has red again.
Damn, dude. That's fucking cool. I like that green too. Because you really connect that with the heart monitor. That's green. The outline like that. I did not fucking notice that.
Oh yeah, and purple shows up too a lot in that the third issue.
As far as just like color scheme, or
yeah, just color scheme. I didn't know if like purple was like that had any significance on stuff or not.
His mom's dress is purple.
Oh, is it?
But that's really what he's dealing with when he's tripping.
Yeah, it is.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. Her dress is purple. That makes a lot of sense then why purple is prominent in that. Oh, and this page,
Yep.
You have this page and this page.
Mm-hmm.
Are those like front and back pages, or are they like a 2-page splash?
Did you get all the alternate covers when you were on the digital too? No, they're back to back. So it's this.
Okay, yeah, cool.
And then and then the page turn to that, which is
okay. I like the inverse reflection of what those two are, because you get to see it one time and then you get to see it again, but in real life.
I also want to point out, I went back to the first issue when Sophia's dead. She is also wearing that purple, or isn't it purple color? And if you look to when they're showing the flashback, she wears a purple coat, which is kind of interesting. But again, too, like his mom on that first page is still in that like purplish color as well.
Yep.
Man, now Ramona wears purple.
Oh, does she?
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy too. About like, even if it's not necessarily blue, like whenever Spencer is involved, it's a lot cooler colors, right? Like it's more on the cool end of the spectrum than it is compared to the other stuff. Dude, I'm glad you said that. I did not think of that one. I did not think of it. I didn't even notice it. Like, I think I noticed, like, the borders, like, not that they change colors, but there's, like, a certain pop to them when they're white, right? So, you kind of notice that. I never put the correlation of, like, this signifies this and this signifies that. Oh, now I got to reread it again. It puts it on a whole nother level, man. That's super fucking cool. And that had to have been intentional, right?
Oh yeah, for sure, most definitely. There's no way that would just be a happy coincidence.
All right, what else you got?
Yeah, I like the transitions when they do a flashback to just the fact that all the flashbacks take place in that original Calvin and Hobbes style thing.
Comic strip.
But the real good thing about those flashbacks is they're able to convey a whole lot of information in like a panel to 3 panels compared to like flashbacks in most other stories that are like an entire issue or 2 issue. It's just like bam bam done. Like a prime example is when they're doing that fight scene. This right here. Like that's all like very standard stuff that you deal with in Calvin and Hobbes when the 2 of them are fighting.
Right.
Like, who's like being the king of the jungle. But then like each one, it's informing you like how he's able to dodge it because he's dealt with Spencer jumping him, tussling, getting around, the eye gouging thing, and then using it there is insanely well done. And then the intro to whatever that guy's name is.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Stanley.
Yep.
Stanley. And then when they made that comment about the ear, and then they instantaneously show you in like one panel. And this also shows like how deranged he is. Locke is. Like Spencer is his alternate persona. I like those information dumps.
Well, and very
quick.
Yeah, and succinctly done. Not only that, but like to that point, just to kind of add on, I really like how they use action in the comic, which isn't always necessarily done if you're reading more of your standard superhero comics. There's like fight scenes that are adding to the story, like your example of like the conveying the information of the king of the jungle, the tussling, the eye gouging, and all that stuff. I just think the action in this comic was very well done as well, and conveyed a lot through the pictures, in my opinion. Like I really liked the car chase, like that was super cool, and especially him flipping the car over Hero at the end. I thought that was pretty cool, but like. There's not a lot. I mean, there's dialogue and stuff, but like just to, I really like this page, and then to kind of go back to your thing where like they're conveying a lot of information a lot. I mean, you got Calvin at the bottom, Locke driving his little red wagon in comparison to his red car. Just to throw that in there. This like 2 pages. I really like the breakdown of the 9 panels there. The fact that... What?
9 panels for the win.
No, it's super cool. The fact that Spencer can't drive. Like, that was something, like, Calvin never let Hobbes drive, because Hobbes couldn't drive. Like, it was a cool little callback.
Was he scared of going fast?
That I don't remember. But, dude, that makes sense. That totally makes sense. Like, if you're, like you said, him being there and being that outlet and that shoulder, like, everyone's scared of going fast, right? And especially in a car chase like that, like, it's basically all of his fears, his worries, everything. He's pouring it into Spencer. So for Spencer to be afraid of going fast is Locke's way of dealing with the situation, right?
Oh, it's something that's far off, that's separate from yourself, that you don't really have to worry about, but it's still there, yeah.
Well, it's him shouldering the burden again, right? He again at the end, I can be whatever you need me to be. You know, that's kind of what he is. You know, clearly Locke's afraid of going fast, but he's Spencer's shouldering that burden for him.
Okay, so here's one of the plot holes you can maybe help me out with.
Yep.
So in that night spread, Locke says to Spencer to take the wheel and drive because he's going to be outside of the car shooting and shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Is Spencer actually driving? And if he's not driving, how is he able to continue driving so quickly while also shooting?
You know, I wondered that as well. My biggest thing was who hit the brakes. That's where I'm like, what? Because, yeah,
Yep.
I don't know. Now, you could argue that maybe
Because
this car has cruise control and he set the cruise control and is like steering with his foot.
yeah, but if you go to the panel there, the page before Locke is fully outside of the car using two hands to shoot the gun, and his butt is hanging out the driver's side window with his knee kind of at the crux of the windshield. So he's incapable of actually touching the gas or the brakes, yet the car is still depicted as driving.
Yeah, cruise control.
And steering. And steering, though.
You could steer with your foot. Stick your foot in the bottom of the hoop and kind of do one of those.
But he would have to be using his left foot. And then to lift the steering wheel up to turn right. I guess you could use your knee to...
I think it's doable.
But while also shooting...
But it's a stretch.
Yeah. Okay. That was one of them. I mean, it's feasible. The other one was in the beginning where he's using the talcum powder to find the fingerprints. But it is sort of insinuated that it's not a thing that Locke would use, but Spencer would.
Trying to find that.
Like, it's weird, it's weird the differentiation of information that they both possess or don't possess. I mean, that one's not really that big of the biggest one is at the end in issue 4 where they have all the smoke going, or the cocaine's going off and are going around and everything, like they can't see, but Locke or Spencer says that he has night vision, so he's able to see where Hero is.
Right. So what's... Fuck, now I gotta find that. What's the plot hole? I'm sorry. The fact that... Oh, because Spencer is technically Locke. Fuck, man.
Yeah, but humans don't have night vision.
Right, I'm trying to... Yeah. I got nothing for that unless it's one of those adrenaline things like a mother lifting a car off her kid. I don't know. I got nothing on that one.
Okay. I was also wondering for a very long time if he was actually a police officer or if he made up in his head and he's actually just some unhinged person running around pretending to be a cop.
I often wondered that as well. Like a vigilante, something.
But
yeah.
But then at the end they kind of clarify it that he actually is a cop, really, unless everything that's happening is a hallucination.
Yeah, but then in the second book they kind of double down on that too.
Oh, that he is a cop?
Yeah, because he's going through psychiatric evaluation to get back on duty, and he's on trial. Unless that's all in his head too. See, that's where that's an interesting thing that you bring up, because 95% of Calvin and Hobbes is literally Calvin living in his head, right? So is this also an example of a 95% of the time Calvin is actually, Locke is actually in his head and none of this is actually really happening?
You'd have to repeat the thing skipped out on my end.
So 95% of the time, maybe that's an exaggeration, but 95%, I'm going to stick with it. 95% of the time in Calvin and Hobbes, Calvin is like literally living in his own head, talking to Hobbes, doing adventures, everything else. And it's all in his head, right? Nobody else around understands it. He's in the world, but he's like in his own world. And then because of that, you kind of got to wonder, is any of this happening?
So the entire story is taking place in his head?
Well, if you apply the same logic, right? So there's probably, and it'd be interesting to see where he goes with this, but there's probably snippets where like it could be. So like I read the second book, so I'm like thinking to the second book, and like let's say the psych evaluation isn't him trying to get his cop badge back, it's actually him being in a psychiatric ward because he's fucking nuts.
Mm.
But I can't
Like
think
Constantine.
Huh?
Kind of like Constantine was in the one Hellblazer. The more
Right.
recent one.
But I actually can't pick out like moments of sanity in this book.
The end is like the only moment of sanity when he's talking to Principal Crabtree.
Scabtree.
Yeah, Scabtree. About how she was the one who killed Sophia. That was like the only lucid moment he had. Hobbes doesn't even appear in it, besides a shadow. And then at the end.
Dude, these 3 panels were weird too. Where he's a bird.
Yeah. It's like just the overactive imagination. He's dodging bullets that are being shown as hailstorms or hailstones.
I didn't
Is how I took
understand.
it.
I didn't understand the starting in the happy place when like literally the page before like all hell is breaking loose.
Well, in the beginning of the issue, he's talking about jumping into that to pretty much dying and then being reincarnated as something more happy. He got the arm, and he's bleeding out, close to death. So he goes to that. If he gets reincarnated or comes back as something more happy, and then the hail comes, and he gets taken out of that, brought back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity.
Dude, I'm really fascinated by this color thing now. Like, I look at, like, this alternate cover where you got Spencer on the one side and Locke on the other, and that red and blue thing going. And then, like, this one really sticks out, too, where you have, again, this massive action thing, ship blowing up, but you have these cooler colors over here. And his protective little zone. God, that's fucking awesome. Yeah, I gotta reread this again.
And his tie is green. I don't know if that has any symbolism or not.
I don't know either, but fuck, man. It's a good call.
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought I noticed something else, too. Hold on. It's also kind of funny that Ramona's hair is purple the first time.
Yeah.
That happens, too.
And I think that was the first instance of the black and white color scheme. Oh, no, the first one was when he bites off Stanley's ear.
Yeah. I wonder if anybody else did this big of a deep dive on that book.
And then, like, it's kind of fucked up, but it's very interesting, the way the panel is laid out with that scene right there. Like, the one small detail of the ceiling fan changes the entire perspective of how that panel's laid out and whose eyes you're actually viewing it from.
Which page is that? Or which issue?
Is issue 2, right after he meets Ramona again. It's like 11, 12.
Yeah, I see it. That's... I didn't even notice that ceiling fan there.
Just a few single lines.
I don't know, man. I'm really pissed now about the Oz. If anybody's listening to this, like, he needs to just go back and do this. Like, I'm done with the Oz. Just give me that.
That's what I said when he came out with going to chapel.
Yeah, I read that too. That didn't really trip my trigger either.
What you read? Did you get going to chapel?
No, you hooked me up with the first
Okay.
issue though. Because you got the first issue or whatever, and you had hooked me up with that.
Yeah, I have the trade if you want it, but there's gonna be a third one. It was announced in 2000. More information about Spencer and Locke 3 will be released soon.
When was that?
That was 2019.
Okay.
2019, September. And I'm pretty sure it has to do with Garfield.
Yeah, I remember you talking about
I think
that.
I remember reading that somewhere.
I mean, as fucked up as 2020 has been too, I could see it getting pushed back, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just troll him on Twitter. Just be like, you remember that one book you did about a guy and his stuffed animal? That was cool. Just every day.
That was the greatest. That was
Something
the greatest thing
different.
I've read.
Something different. I don't know if it's going on like the greatest thing of all time, top of the list, but it's definitely a top 10 book for me. And to even just talk
my
about
review of this book, and this is where I decided this should be our scaling, is I give it 4 tall cans in the air.
how do you even hold 4? I thought the limit was 2.
Well, no. How many hands do I have?
2.
How many do you have?
I guess I have 2. Okay, we're
So
giving
2
it
tall
4.
Cans, 4 tall cans in there.
Giving it 4.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
I
then,
could
like,
do.
then you could be like,
Could do one of these and do like 5, 6, get 8 of them. I'm good enough. I could probably hold 6. I got some pretty bit long fingers here. Just claw them, 3 in each hand. Then people
okay, so
wonder
then the
why
maximum we can get is 10. I can only get 2.
What? Come on.
Yeah. All right.
It's gotta do
So
the
this is the teaser.
All right. Looks pretty cool. I can see the Garfield. There's we'll talk about it, but in the second one, there was like, I know the main thing is like Beetle Bailey, but like there's a couple other Sunday comic strips he references in there. I know I talked to you about Dick Tracy, but there was one other one and I can't remember what it was. I guess I'll have to read it again. Damn.
Yeah, there was a weird one in this one that I didn't get. Is Wa Na Yami Shiba?
Which is that? Is that when he's...
I think it's an issue. It's in issue 2 when they're in the bar, or when they're in the Red Rose. It's the tattoo on the bartender's
Yeah, I see that.
arm.
I don't know.
I forgot to do research on what that could have been.
I got nothing.
It's a ghost story. Oh, and I was trying to figure out the alien language.
I didn't even try to do that. Figure anything out?
No.
Yeah,
Not really.
I always just assume there's nothing there.
No, it's adhering to some rules. I just don't know what the rules are, and it's very irritating.
Did you go
Like,
through any forums or anything?
fuck no, that's cheating.
No.
So, like, on here, these have to be vowels.
Why?
So those 2 things. Well, if we go on, like, basic English kind of things, those have to be vowels. Because there is no words that has... Unless there is a word that has 2 consonants directly in the center like that. I don't think. And I think this is either an A or an I.
Well, those 2 vowels together, wouldn't they have to be? Well, they could be E's or O's.
Right, yeah.
Can't think of 2 A's or 2 I's or 2 U's.
And this has to be an A or an I. If we go by...
1 letter.
Yeah. but then it doesn't work with the other stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure this alien is either saying fuck, shit, damn, or help. Because I think that last thing there is a punctuation mark. So that's either a period, a question mark, or an exclamation point. But then here, there's a different punctuation mark. Those two arrows.
Yep.
And then here, I think it says ass.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think that has to be an A, not an I.
Dude, you did.
But it wasn't working out. But I didn't have enough time to figure it out, or I guess I didn't have it like laid out properly enough for me to try to figure out. Because going on a phone back and forth is kind of annoying. It would have been better with an issue.
Yeah. Well, when you return, you can pick up your shit or grab your shit.
I was pretty sure I had it. But then the other thing is like maybe those things aren't punctuation marks. Maybe they are a letter, because here you'd be ending on two vowels. Like I thought one of those might be Locke, but then they could be D's. I don't know.
I hate.
It's a thing I do sometimes in comics.
Yeah, I hate codes, so I don't even try.
Well, no, like I was able to figure out the code in Paper Girls. I was trying to do it in the X-Men one, whatever that 12-issue thing was, but they fucked it up.
Oh, the House and Powers.
The Krakoa language, but there was an actual error in their printing of their language that fucked everything up, and then I quit playing their game.
And am I not dedicated enough? I don't know. Like, I just don't care. I'm just like, meh, whatever. If it's that much work, it's probably just some like little wink, wink, nudge, nudge thing, and I don't need it. I just give me the story.
Well, I'll solve it for you and let you know.
Yeah, let me know. See, I got you. That's just like sending you articles and you're like, did you read this? Now you ask. Now I feel like an asshole and I don't do that anymore because you're like, did you read this?
Yeah, you told me your secret.
Yeah, I should have never done that. So, is there anything?
That's all I really had on it.
Alright. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Like, what else is, I don't know.
I can give you a teaser if you want.
A teaser of what? Oh, man, it's really grainy, but I think it says Pokemon. It's hard to see, man. It's really pixelated. No, not that you gotta get closer, but you're just really grainy in your image. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that sucks. Hold on a second.
Are you working, you're working on those pictures, though, huh? Nice.
Mm-hmm. So how does, like, the video record? Is it going to be all blurry and weird, or does it...
Probably. Well, I won't be, and there's times where you're pretty good. Like, if you're not holding anything up, it doesn't look bad. And, like, when you show the comic pages, there's enough contrast in the colors that you can see it. Sometimes better than others. But, like, to see that black and white image like that, it's just hard. Oh, damn, dude. That's fucking sweet. Wow.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta say, like, when you sent me your, like, portfolio that you sent in, I'm just like, holy shit. Like, I've seen your drawing, and, like, you've shown me stuff, like, you did that cool, Bigfoot and Nessie thing for me, and, you know, just drew up different things, and, like, I've seen your stuff, but, like, I hadn't, like, really seen a lot of your stuff in a long fucking time.
Yeah, putting that portfolio together was kind of an eye-opening experience.
Alright. I don't want to do this, but, like, I might have to cut you a little bit short. I gotta make a pizza and stuff's coming home and apparently is not good right now. She's in a lot of pain, I guess. I don't know what happened at work. I don't know if she hurt herself or what. Are you
I hope
laughing at
she's
me?
okay.
Yeah, I hope so too. Are you laughing at me because I'm like ducking out or what?
No,
Oh,
kind of, a little bit, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Gotta go make a pizza. You can't make a pizza and still talk to me. I understand. Pizza is life. Pizza is
Well,
love.
I can't. I gotta sit upstairs. And then I gotta make a move. I mean, we can end the podcast, and then if you want, I can just sit on the computer and talk to you. I don't care. Unless you have more to the episode.
No, I'm pretty much tapped out.
Okay. So for Can Rant,
Episode
wise, oh fuck, we're just two toucans who can rant because we got two tall cans. Didn't do it right, did I?
No. We're just two toucans with two tall cans who can rock because we got two tall cans.
I'm Jim,
I'm JD.
and we will see you on the flippity flop.
Peace out, mother fluffers.